Picture everything you're fighting for.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the University Siege League. Welcome back. Hopefully, a lot of you have come back from our last stream. With me today, I'm Eagle Eye, by the way, in case you didn't know. Probably didn't. And with me today is Duke. Say hello, everybody.
Hey, I'm raising my hands even though you guys can't see me. I'm doing two peace signs. Welcome back to our stream.
We'll just have to take your word for it. All right, so today we have Duluth versus Ontario. We'll see if the teams are ready. What do you expect, Duke?
Well, we saw Duluth play last week, and they weren't bad. I have such amnesia with every match that I watch here. It's just such a blur as I get to witness, these great teams fight up against each other. I'm gonna have to apologize. I have, a bit of a bad cold, so if anybody catches me sniffling, you might want to start a count of it in the chat.
Yeah, we'll have to timestamp it to bleep it out. All right, so we have our bannings from Duluth starting it out. They ban Maverick. Interesting choice.
Easy choice.
Easy choice.
Don't want that. You don't want that silent preach anywhere, especially once they make it into office, or just the outside wall of armory.
No, indeed.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Maverick is a really good up, and his guns are also really good, I would say. But let's see who the other attacker is banned. Let's see who this is going to be.
You've read the you've read the patch notes, right?
No.
For the last patch?
I didn't know. I've been busy
Did
with
you know?
college.
Did you know that Maverick shoots more bullet per bullet than most operators with his AR-15?
Really?
Well, it was a bug where it looked like he was shooting both the bullet and the bullet casing in the game. So you could say he was firing 100% bullet per bullet compared to everybody else's 30% bullet.
So he was firing the entire cartridge instead of just the bullet.
Yes.
Got it. Well, all right. Now, interesting that they ban Thermite on Border. Thermite on Border is really good, but they also ban a Maestro. I don't know if I really agree with that choice, but
It's a very odd choice when you're attacking first to outright ban Thermite. I'm not sure what Ontario IT is doing here, but I do see the point in banning Maestro, though.
Yeah, I don't see much point in banning Capcan, though. That's weird. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that.
Well, if you're a team that doesn't know how to spot things that don't move, then banning Capcan is usually a good idea. I mean, we've seen a lot of players tunnel vision at the last second, just not paying attention to whether or not there's a trap on the door, just losing the round outright to a Capcan trap before.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can see that.
So if you know your team particularly tunnel visions at the end of a round, well, then you're not gonna.
No, yeah, you need that flexibility and not be tunnel vision. There will be a switch from a mute to an echo. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's good to have. Man, I would say it's good to have a viewpoint. Or I'm sorry, not a viewpoint. I think it's good to have a entry denial op to ensure that the attackers aren't able to get through that reinforced wall. So a mute would have been good.
At this point, when your only breaching option is Hibana, I would say that either they commit all three charges to a little bit of peek onto that outside wall, and a lot of in an actual entry hole on the right side of that wall, or you have to commit to opening up other sight lines which aren't as open to you as you try to. Because that balcony there is the attacker's best resource when attacking armory.
Yeah.
Losing it is usually a bad idea, as you have better angles, but at the same time you always put yourself in danger from getting run out on from CCTV or. But it's less of it's less of a commitment to go this way.
Right.
Everybody does it. It's easy to check yourself here. It's easy to take security and then hold just that.
There goes the mirror window. Mega oof. Oh, well, the Beck will come from below. We'll see how effective he'll be to disrupting the defenders' ability to combat. Oh, the thought will get half Mike through the door up on that little ledge. That's interesting. I'm going to say.
Do you know how to get up there?
Yeah, I do know how to get up there. It's just like I don't know if the Habana knew that he was there. Ooh, Voltaire getting the headshot on Beasting.
I think that was just a regular check for common defender spots to hold.
Oh, but Candelab will get Voltaire, as Voltaire was not paying close enough attention to his surroundings. The Buck will take him out. It's now a 3v4.
I have to say, this opening that mirror window has actually been more of a thorn on Habana's side than anything else. Just like opening up, just making her vulnerable completely to that. Especially when she doesn't seem to be helped by anyone. Even that Twitch was nearby. It is a minute to go here, and the only attacker inside the building, I believe, is Buck, who remains in construction. Oh no.
Nope, it's Buck and Buck, Twitch, and Ying. It's just Habana who's hanging out outside, which is probably a good idea. Buck is still below, though. I imagine to just try and disrupt as much as of the defender's operations as possible.
I'm just not sure why he continues to be down. I thought the monster was whiffing those shots. Well, not whiffing, just missing overall.
Yeah. The wall took a beating, though. Ooh, Jaeger goes down to the Twitch, who I believe is pushing from the stairs. Yes, indeed.
Trying some metal detectors, but going off.
Ooh, Ratchet getting the headshot on Neff, and will plant the diffuser. It's solely up to the Mira now, who is surely going to be feeling the pressure here in a bit, and she does, getting the head shotted by Artin.
It's a great collapse by Ontario Institute of Technology there, especially with catching the defense completely, unprepared for their push, especially the Twitch coming in from the hallway, shooting, getting that frag. Ying coming around the corner, getting Legion, I believe, and then just overall holding while Mira tried to push back.
Yeah,
it worked very well.
Yeah, I think I still think that they need to bring a mute to try and prevent that Twitch, or at least have somebody who's constantly watching that mirror window, because once that mirror window fell, that was like the biggest nail in the coffin of the defenders.
Yeah, you can do your best to kind of just try to peek back through that window once it's open, but just the fact that they have that ACOG on you, it doesn't help. The extra magnification does give them a peeker's advantage.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
So
Confused by attackers.
Gives them a much better peeker's advantage than the regular reflex or even iron sights, if you even dare to do that.
Yeah. Interesting that Mira chooses to reinforce the hatch. Oh, I see. I assume she's just going to put her mirror window on that wall.
Well, that used to, well. So nowadays, if Maverick hadn't been banned, putting that mirror window at that balcony wall would be as viable, especially with how easy Maverick makes a hole with just walking up to the wall. As soon as he has like some backup watching the run out, then usually you can take out that near window easily by just opening it up for Maverick.
Yeah.
Same time though, it's kind of dicey. It looks like Maverick has put a lot of teams' efforts into pushing more of a inner defense that's just focused on having the attackers engage the building rather than sit outside the wall.
Well, I think that's one mirror window down already.
Oh wow, their mirror really needs to do a better job of keeping those Twitch drones on their rafts. Not to mention that the fact that none of their teammates
Thought
are calling them
Demolisher
out.
will get the headshot on Neff. I believe straight through. Oh, and Voltier will get the headshot on Kildab. There goes the bug from below. Hopefully the amount of damage that he was able to do is not enough for the defenders to really throw them off of their defense.
Oh, Arden coming in, just missing a roamer. But Voltaire will come back around and shoot.
And both of them missing their shots. We'll see who will win this exchange. I imagine it's going to be the line with the superior magazine and the ACOG. But we'll see Vigil rotate out, which is probably the best strategy, I would say, at this point. Ooh, Vigil just looking at his enemy. Oh, getting the headshot on Artin while killing Beast Boy. The diffuser is downstairs, and both. Oh, there goes Reiki from the hatch on Voltier. However, the Vigil, even though he fell, he did his job really well.
He did waste a full 2 minutes of their time, meaning that UOIT just has 60 seconds to try and make the best of it. Especially with having to come from downstairs with the diffuser still in construction. Lucky Nexus possibly looking to get one of the Thought Demolisher with that. But no.
Oh, I think Thought just almost accidentally headshotted Ricky there. Oh, the Habana, that's actually a smart move from the Habana. However, she's not going to use it. Don't see much in use in that. 35 seconds left. The attackers are going to have to make a move here pretty soon. This Ying is just kind of hanging out there. I imagine that they're going to be doing a pretty coordinated
push.
Yeah, this is a coordinated. However, I think this Legion is going to really slow them down.
It's
here comes the Ying. Here goes all the Yings. She's going to be making her push. However, she is good. She will take down Reggie, rating Cyric, half-miking Richie, though. It's now up to Lexus versus Thought. Thought will get lucky. She has to use she has to put the diffuser down now, otherwise it'll just be out of time. However, the Rook, knowing this, will come around and most likely finish out with a knife. Oh, she canceled out just before he was able to get the knife, though I feel like that knife should have connected. But that push that coordinated push was actually really good.
I will say one thing. Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake the defuse. I'm just joking. So it was a good push. It was a good push by the Ying and Hibana. It definitely showed that those two were well coordinated, especially knowing, especially with the Ying focusing on that Legion and managing to take him out before getting shot by Mira, I believe. Meanwhile, Thought Demolisher coming in from the wall and actually making it onto site and fragging away one of the defenders that was on site was a good push. UOIT's attack was effective. They just ran out of time. They perhaps lost a lot of their pacing by focusing on the roaming Legion. And that's probably something to watch out for next time.
Yeah, that is probably something to watch out this time. I will point out that Voltier decided to opt out of using Vigil again and decides to go with a Jaeger. And on the attackers, Thought is, instead of going with Ash, is going with Zofia. That many would argue is just a better Ash.
So looks like chat is asking what was up with reinforcing the hatch with upstairs in the armory. Usually, if you leave that unreinforced, the buck will just be able to come in from downstairs and open that up and just kidnap your mirror. And it also makes it a pain to actually hold the little office if you're mirroring from there.
Yeah, what it does is it just gives the it just gives the mirror a little bit of extra security from below, especially if she's going to be holding from that office.
I think a pick. That's interesting to me, but must be no. They're not all using LMGs. They're actually all using regular standard assault rifles. Must be for immediate pickups in case somebody goes down, in order to preserve as many of their players as they can.
Well, they did run a Zofia last game.
Yeah, yeah. I just find it interesting that they would swap out, you know, in my opinion, a better utility op here, like maybe Capital or Jackal. Jackal's not banned at all.
No, that's true. That's true.
That would be your great anti-roam right here, despite border being a smaller map than Banks. But you know, to each their own picks. Whatever operator you're familiar with, use it.
Let's see. Oh, that's the Ying who's going to be coming in through air conditioning.
I feel like Raichi is going to get quite a few frags this game, just because he's going to play that Ying straight up from beginning to end of his map as much as he can. You know, Lucky Nicholas just sort of holding
Ooh,
them
Voltaire
there.
getting the headshot on Thought. Keldav getting Voltaire back with the headshot himself. Lucky Nexus is getting flashed out from the Ying. The Ying going into the office. We'll see how she's going to be pushing. Oh, and Ricky will get Lucky Nexus. Raichi just aiming a little too high with his shots. Sorry, that name threw me off. Now the Buck has complete control above. This is not going to spell good for the attackers. Surik getting the kill on Keldav when Buck was opening up that floor. That is...
He needs to move right
there. Yeah, he needs to move right there.
Shot.
Oh, he's about to get naded, and it doesn't go through. He's like, I am out of there.
I'd have to say, Legion and Vigil did their job of wasting their time upstairs, but they still lost control of something that's very important for this site, which is holding the hatches, which just makes, you know, defenders... Oh, okay. I was holding my breath there in case that grenade actually killed Raichi. Raichi.
Yeah, I will point something out. This Ying is just kind of holding on to the diffuser. Beasting's getting the headshot on Surik. The attackers have... I feel like the attackers have lots of... and here comes the Ying. Will Ying... Or not... Will Ying get... What echoed she will. And the Echo is just going to stay there, and he's going to hold it out. He's going to plan it well. As the Frost tries to protect her, it's now up to the Echo. The Echo is able to shoot, and the diffuser does not go, and the attackers win by killing Neff.
Well, they completely lost control site there, and even with the defenders that were available to try and keep. Wait, Echo was just in that corner.
Yeah, he was just in that corner. Zofia just never noticed. I will say, I will say something. The Ying. Okay, they had control. Buck did his job right before he died. He was able to open up a majority of the floor in, I believe that's the air conditioning site.
He flushed.
Yeah,
he flushed.
He did.
He flushed out whoever.
However,
was there
the Ying that was up there, had the diffuser. Zofia and Twitch were both downstairs. They had to switch and do a rotation, but they decided that they were just going to go for that site. That site was completely open, and they had visual confirmation that site was open. In fact, Zofia allowed that doorway to be, you know, able to run straight in and throw the plant down. That's what they should have done, but they just didn't.
I don't think I agree to that. I think a lot of people give teams flack for not planting as ASAP, but there is a lot of advantages to trying to use most of your time to make the plant as easy as possible, which is what I think they were doing there, going upstairs, making sure that they could figure out if any corners that were close to where Ying would be planting that would be beneficial to check. They managed their time well, and they entered site and did manage to start planting, and it worked out. They didn't time out on the diffuser. They had just enough time to get hit by an Echo drone twice, and they managed to frag the rest of the defenders that were on site, keeping a Ying completely away from them.
Yeah, I could see that point of view. But we'll see how this works out for both teams this go around.
I like to think that pacing and patience are virtues in Siege overall.
Ooh, this is the first time we'll see an alibi being played.
It seems like Voltaire just isn't feeling the vigil this time around, and swapped out to see if he could do some more tricky shenanigans on the enemy team.
Ooh, the Buck will see what this looks like from below. I imagine the Buck realizes that that has to be one of Alibi's, alibi.
Yeah. One of
Ooh, I
her
like this mirror.
holograms.
Yeah, I like this mirror window right here in Archive.
Mm.
That's a good window. I like it.
Bomb
Is
located
the
by
fountain wall
attacker.
to his right reinforced? I can't see quite well.
I don't. Oh, and Keladav goes down, but is picked up by the Finka boost. He
Yeah,
is
like I
he is
said.
booking it out of there. He is not going to deal with that.
The utility from that is great.
We'll see if the Finka falls to it as well. That Mira is just watching that like a hawk.
Oh,
Habana using her ex-Kairos on the
castle.
castle barricades. That's interesting.
That's feasible. That's feasible. I mean, they're probably trying to choose.
Ooh, Austin falls. Or I'm sorry, not Voltaire falls to Austin. The Twitch is now inside and starting to push along with the Ying. Tongue twister.
Huge tongue twister.
Ooh,
Chris.
we'll see
Chris
how.
is just there.
Oh, and the castle falls to Keladav. Richie getting half a minute. It's now.
Minnesota Duluth is just getting picked off one by one. Romer's not really doing their target mission here. They're wasting like 10-20 seconds as they push in, but lucky getting blinded by the Ying.
Failing that one shot there. It's now totally up to the Echo, and he's gonna have to go up against literally everybody, which he's unable to accomplish, getting headshotted by Thought in the end.
What does the scoreboard look like right now? Because I'm pretty sure Thought and Raichi should be on the top of it.
Let's see. It went away. All right, there we go.
Yeah, that's a lot of kills for right. I think it's a little bit.
Let's see. Voltaire
on my side.
Voltaire is sitting with 5 kills.
Oh, here we go.
Raichi
I
is
see
getting
it.
6. Arten 3, and Thought 4.
Looks like the supports are getting a lot of points here, meaning that there's a lot of good coordination coming out from UOIT. Not really. You see a little bit of that from Duluth, but it just feels like a lot of their players are on auto mode, where they're doing as they've practiced and they don't adjust as soon as the plan needs to change.
Yeah. The Mira being switched out for the Clash, I'm not sure how I agree with that. The Habana being switched out for Habana, I agree with that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All right, so changing Mira out for mobile mirror window is pretty good, but comes with a few drawbacks. But at the same time, they probably want to shake up how they're defending Armory, because they've realized that it's just not working out for them at all.
Yeah, I think that's what. That's probably what they're thinking. Though they're doing the exact same setup as would befit a Mira. I will also point out that I believe Rook has yet to do his job. There we go. You did your job.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, this is a pretty standard setup for holding Armory office. There's not much you can change. Like that reinforcement right there is great for a late round when you want to keep the attackers from pushing in through that door. And even if you don't have a sightline using a mirror window, it's still great for wall banking while keeping your center and mass protected.
Right.
I apologize for the sniffles.
You can feel fall in the air. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, Thought Demolisher, Arten are kind of just throwing things out. It looks like Arten is looking for those mirror windows and is gonna find a Clash instead.
Yeah, she's gonna find a Clash instead. I'm sure she's a bit concerned about that. Though I don't know if does Twitch not know that it won't zap drones?
I don't know. It doesn't kill the drone, I'm pretty sure. Because
No,
I've
the
tried
drone's just getting
a few times.
scared from Clash's face.
Could be that. Could be just she's trying to waste Clash's time a little bit by having it pay attention to the drone, but there's not really much to bother that. Clash is in a corner. You're not going to be able to shoot her from almost any angle unless you're in the room, literally up next to her face.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, Voltaire will grab Kelov with the headshot.
That's their buck, meaning that they're not going to get any support from below in order to take down the non-existent denial. Oh.
That's gonna blind Clash, I imagine. Oh no, she's just gonna walk away and just stand there menacingly. Well, Vigil will be making a nice flank here. We'll see how this bears fruit.
I think that Vigil's not going to get much for his struggles. Because none of them have made it out onto this hallway. They're more... Yep, Vigil's is coming back onto site to hold down more anchors. Is that a grenade? That was a grenade.
That was a grenade, but I don't think it I don't think it got Clash any. No, it got the Jaeger instead. Ooh, Thought Demolisher will get the headshot on a half mic. Reiki getting the kill on Cersei. Lucky Nexus getting the kill on Raichi.
It looks like Habana here has...
Beastings babies gets headshot on Lucky Nexus.
So I actually have to commend that rotation hole right there. Oh.
Neff getting the headshot on Thought. It's a 2v2 now. Arton will get Neff. It's now a 1v2. It's all up to Vigil now. Beastings
gonna go down.
Yep, Lance gonna go down with Beastings. Voltaire, I think he's gonna give away his position here, and he is, and that's SMG's recoil just sending all the shots right above Zophia's head.
I'd like to point out that during their CCTV push, UOIT had there was a rotation hole to the right, to the left of a reinforced wall open. And that gave them great control over the hallway. What I've seen a lot of teams do is instead open up the right wall and just lose out to defenders peeking them all the way from office. Whereas what they were doing there actually gave them way more control of it. It's a lot to do with just the viewing angles that you get from each side, and just being able to immediately see people through that wall usually spells doom for anybody who's not watching.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna see a Capitao this time around.
Hey, look at that. Jackal. Oh, they did swap.
They're swapping Jackal to Twitch and Alibi to Cav. Cav. Now that's interesting. I wonder if we'll get into interrogations.
Probably. Maybe.
Probably. Maybe. We'll see.
I'd bet 3 sniffles and a half that we will get to see at least one interrogation by the end of this game. But,
it looks like Minnesota Duluth is bringing in a Montaigne. I think they've done it before, and usually they're pretty well coordinated about getting that Monty push out. I'm actually kind of excited to see how they do this. Dr. Montre swapping out onto Mira while also rocking the Habana before. Sometimes you are your own worst enemy.
Yes. Sometimes you just got to think outside the box. Be the enemy to fight the enemy, I guess. I don't know. See if Twitch is just saving her drone, I imagine, just to make sure that it is safe and protected.
Probably. Actually, yeah, they are. It's better to not. It's less worthwhile getting the information from a Twitch drone if you know that there's a mirror on the other team, because this denying the other team their own information source is
we'll see if
so
Voltaire.
much better.
Yeah, I think Voltaire missed. Who is in there? I think Cav. Yep, Cav. We'll see. See how she's gonna deal with all these people hanging out with her.
2 or 3 attackers push her. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's entirely possible, especially with that doorway being open. There goes the Montaigne! Reiki getting the kill on Lucky Nexus, but he's going to have to deal with the Capitao. Oh, I didn't realize this, but Thatcher was also down at the exact same time.
2 attackers, like I said, but now he's going to get pushed by at least 3 people here.
Ooh, half mic goes down. I didn't catch by who. I think that was the mute. I don't know. No, I'm sorry. It's the bandit.
Yeah.
Sinhead getting Richie, and there goes the Cav. Not unable to get an interrogation, but does get a kill. Reducing, like, Reducing 3 of the attackers down to about half health, assuming they actually go and pick that Twitch up.
I don't know. I think she could just lay down and rest for a little bit longer.
Echo grabbing that intel for seeing if she was down or not. But he almost lost his drone. That would have not been good. Ooh, Arton getting neffed, just hanging out in that door frame. He's gonna back off, I imagine, and count his graces.
This attack.
Oh, Capitao goes down. Oh, I
here.
believe that was from for reset. They certainly do have the time for it.
They have the time for it, but this attack has been completely botched in terms of the fact that they're still in CCTV. That Twitch doesn't look like she's moving, but okay. Oh boy.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna pretend that's not happening. All right, so we will see. Like, okay, the attackers have lost any and all momentum that they have. Now they could regain it. Oh, the Capitale is throwing out some smoke. Oh, and Keldev will get the headshot on Cirque through the smoke, not even bothering with it. And the Echo will also remove the diffuser from the Habana's hands. Thought Demolisher will grab ulti here. Half Mike getting Arton.
It's like half Mike's internet suddenly decided to work a little bit better, but it's too late. It's 20 seconds. No other attackers on his side, and he has less than 10 health. No, less than 25 health. Down he goes.
Ooh,
Not that 25 health.
He goes. Not that the 25 health mattered at that point. Most of it, man, there's gotta be gut wrenching just to see all your shots, just like miss that guy who is on the ground, and then have the mirror just peek you right then and there. That has got to be gut wrenching, at least in my estimation.
So,
Yes.
what went well? What went badly? Well, Raichi went bad. Raichi's presence in the security room just made them commit to try and push him out, and then it just ended up being that the Monty, who wasn't paying attention to where the Cav was, which I think was bad communication on Minnesota Duluth's side, just completely gets destroyed, because if the Monty had pushed the Cav appropriately, that never would have happened. And they never would have lost, had Thatcher go down. And it's just a lot of miscommunication, a lot of things that they need to hammer out. They need practice. They need to know that they've got each other's backs, because they've got some good fragging here and there, and they've got a good way of approaching sites. You saw how they still managed to do smoke and almost plant.
Almost. They were close. They were really close.
Oh god, what is that? 10?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that 10?
Nope. No 10 kills yet.
No, I meant sniffles.
I'm not counting. Okay, we're gonna see some absent reinforcement on the bathroom wall, but I think that they're making up for that with the castle.
Go over to the left. Yeah, the castle. The idea is that you make attackers waste either time or resources opening it in order to get a nice little sort of safe room where you can retake site from.
Right.
It's a panic room. That's what it is. You usually set up a defender to stick in there and be able to see all the way into B site if need be, just in general.
Kedav will get the first blood on Lucky Nexus with a headshot. Didn't really catch exactly where that was from, but I imagine it was like
peek. It was a peek onto the outside.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
It could have been on the refrigerators because it looked like she came from that. Anyway, he did.
He did. Things are already not looking good. 1 minute down for Minnesota Duluth here. They've got the coordination out. Look at this. So, like I said earlier, you don't really want to open this up, but I guess since the site isn't armory this time, it's fine. It's just that Keldov is probably going to be able to make great use of coming out of. Keldov does hear the
entering IQ.
Ooh,
Shoots
Keldev
it
will
off.
get the headshot through the wall. That is most unfortunate. Keldev just rocking it with the Valkyrie.
Wasting their time. 1 minute and a half gone. They still haven't cleared roamers, and they lost 2 attackers to it, especially because they didn't coordinate pushing the Valkyrie once they'd seen her.
Reiki getting the headshot on Neff. We'll see if Alibi can get yet another kill. Both Hibana and Alibi are really low on health.
The refrags just are not coming out from Minnesota Duluth, and it's just showing up as a lot of delays for them, a lot of headaches that they need to deal with once they lose the resources.
Yeah, we'll see if ooh, the Valkyrie will get the headshot on Keldev, ending his kill streak. What is this, Call of Duty kill streak? What am I kidding? Alibi is backing off. Get the op. They have 30 seconds left. The pretty sure Legion is just hanging out and wishing somebody would just come for them. But the attackers are going to have to pick up the pace if they actually want to win this one for their team.
15 seconds left.
12, no, it's 12 seconds. They're nowhere near sight. They've got the hatches, but the Alibi comes in.
Ooh, the Alibi goes down, and Hibana taking the kill for her, but there's just not enough time to really do anything. The attackers lost any and all momentum that they had, and just lost. It was a good game, though. They did at least make some good attempts. Ontario walking away with the W.
That point of that Alibi wasn't to get any frags. It was literally to run down the timer by tossing
tossing an operator at them. It was well timed.
Yeah, it really was well timed, definitely. And the Alibi's job was really well done. It was because it was also twofold. It was, well, I mean, yeah, she doesn't need to get the kills and whatnot. Her job there is to waste time, and she did a good job at doing both.
It definitely. Are we gonna give them a 5-minute break? I believe.
We will see if they opt to take a 5-minute break.
Oh.
Oh, we also lost a man, so I imagine that they're.
Looks like they're swapping out.
All right, we're just gonna reform real quick, just because they wanted to.
Anyways, so conclusions from the last map: 6-1 for UOIT. Seeming like Ontario knows a lot more about what the meaning of the word coordination is, to the point where we actively saw 2 players timing it down to the second when they would enter site. That Ying and Hibana combo between Raichi and Thought Destroyer just worked really well a lot of the time, along with just collapses, just destroying the defenders. At the same time, really well-timed flanks from UOIT that stopped most of the momentum that Minnesota Duluth had going for most of the time. It's it kind of sucks that this has happened to Minnesota Duluth, but Ontario just came more prepared, I guess. That was Duluth's map too. There was they should have been ready to defend. They should have been ready for whatever would happen.
Yeah, and Ontario has chosen Clubhouse, and they're also in the attack this time around, so I imagine they have some really good strats. So the pressure is really on Duluth.
Looks like both teams are bringing in subs in order to refill their rosters, because we're all busy people.
Yeah, we're all most of us are students, I imagine. So yeah.
So it definitely shows that Minnesota Duluth would get entrenched in a plan and then wouldn't necessarily adjust that plan once Ontario showed that they knew just where to pull the string, and unravel everything that is their defense. And then immediately afterwards, we saw how
Ontario would just adapt using their roamers most of the time to stop the momentum. And despite Minnesota Duluth probably knowing how to disarm certain elements of Ontario's defense, they never got to do it. They would get it. They would either get completely stopped by a roamer who would just happen to be in the room they were trying to secure, or they would get flanked.
Yeah, the you're absolutely right. The other options were pretty limited.
I'm honestly the only improvement I can see that should go to Minnesota Duluth is work on that coordination more. Don't have all your plans fall back to just instinct and muscle memory, because if you do, you're gonna lose out on a lot of opportunities on taking advantage of the attackers when they make a mistake. There were probably a few mistakes that Ontario made that they shouldn't have been doing, like flooding all of Little Office with 3 or 4 people right away as soon as they had some control of site and there was only one defender. That could have lined up all of them to get fragged by the Legion that round, and that would have been bad. Uh,
No, yeah, it would have been
sorry,
devastating. Yeah.
sorry, not Legion. Echo. This straight up. If Echo managed to shoot at least 1 or 2 of them down just because they were in front of him, then that would have gone a bit differently. Yeah, and I just noticed once again that Duluth has 3 mics, which is kind of funny. Pretty much mic, not quite mic, and half a mic.
So they will be now denoted as pretty, not half. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I can't do mic 1, mic 2, mic 3.
I honestly can't tell you much more of what Minnesota Duluth is doing and isn't doing. It just boils down to improve your communication, improve thinking on your feet, and just make sure that the other team. No, actually, this is their first match this season, so I'm not going to say they didn't do their research. There's no research to be done here.
Yeah,
We've never had
research.
Ontario. We've never had Ontario on footage before.
Nope, never.
In this league, anyways. I'm not sure if they played in other leagues, but it still goes to show that it looks like Ontario definitely has been playing together much longer.
All right, we're going to see if the teams are ready. Everybody's back. And they're ready. So, what are you expecting from this time around?
Well, once again, Ontario is attacking, which was Duluth's choice, actually. This is Ontario's map, and Duluth chose it so that they would attack. And having seen how Ontario handles its attack strategy, I don't know if they're prepared for this. It's going to depend a lot on whether or not they can hold basement correctly, whether they can hold cache correctly, because, we're probably only going to see those 2 sites here.
Yeah, probably.
Despite balance changes, nobody ever goes to bar.
Nope, never.
That's...
we'll see a Maverick gone, though. That's a...
Duluth just hates Mavericks.
Really?
They don't. This is their second time banning it. Just this matchup, and I'm pretty sure they banned them in the exhibition matches. And Blackbeard probably. Here.
Nope, Jackal.
No, Jackal. Okay.
Guess they want to get rid of any chance of their roamers being gridded out.
I don't.
Ooh, lucky, not happy about that.
Ontario, once again, like getting rid of an operator that would be so useful for our attack, but then again, they don't use Jackal. They did not bring him out except for maybe 1-2 rounds last time. They just prefer other ops to him because they, I guess, don't find his utility a priority, I guess.
No, and we'll also see a Maestro gun as well. This again, I should say.
Yeah, this is 2 for 3 from last time, and I'm probably gonna expect
think the last operator, the operator that was banned last time was forget what it was. My God, my memory is bad today.
I don't remember what it was either. It was Valkyrie this time.
Sounds like a counter pick, actually. Grabbing that Valkyrie and tossing it out.
Well, for one, there goes information ops right from the get-go.
Mira coming out right away, and they're gonna go straight into cash room.
Cash room with Mira. All right.
Not sure. I haven't seen a successful Mira. No, I've seen a couple. So usually you either set up the Mira from the stock stairs facing towards the door of cash, or you try to hold cash as best as possible with the mirror window just sort of peeking into CCTV. But that's dicey. That's really dicey because despite the rebalance, there's still a lot of angles that the attackers can come at you from.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
The fact that there's like a window now between garage and CCTV, it's kind of weird.
Protect your bombs from being defused.
Who designed this building?
Not me.
Look at that.
Oh, I'm seeing a pretty normal setup for the Mira.
Yeah, like I said, from the stairs onto cash door, and it's probably going to be onto CCTV from inside cash, meaning that you see up there in the top right in construction the door. You can get an angle on that mirror window from there, and even if you have somebody watching from the stairs, you're not going to be able to make sure of the safety of your Mira at all if she's holding it onto garage. That's where I think that this defense falls apart, because it's still really easy, despite when you reinforce construction, to get into that room and have sight lines that are... they haven't even reinforced that wall in construction, making it easier for the attackers to push that way.
Oh, the echo is already down from half Mike. Man, I kind of feel bad about that because he has been having some serious connection issues. Like, as you saw, it was like at 3,000 ping.
Oh, jeez. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
There have been some connectivity issues in the game recently, but I don't know what's going... Oh, look at that! We just get to see a drone.
Wow.
That's, interesting.
I think the drone still works.
I think
it's just on our end, because I heard that mirror window go down and a drone apparently getting shot from midair. Anyway, regardless of that point, the mirror is going to take a couple foot shots from below. Oh, I don't think the Zofia realized for a second there where that was coming from. The Twitch being really aggressive, but she can with that F2. Arton taking out Voltaire with the F2. Very powerful gun.
Arton, if he had pushed at any point earlier,
the bandit goes down. Mira pushes. There goes the Arton to get the kill on pretty much Lucky getting thought.
Yep, mirror window, and they've.
Keldev falls to not quite Mike.
They've got control of sight.
Like you getting blinded, but he's going to back off just a little bit and let them essentially take control of sight. I believe that Ying is trying to fall from the rear. But it's now Legion up to him. Will he flank? And he will not be able to completely do it. And unfortunately, half a Mike has dropped from the game, I imagine, because of his extreme ping.
Oh, they've requested the rehost. Oh, wait, that's the other team?
Yeah, I believe that's the other team.
Say that they need to request it. Oh, there may be, let me see. Request it before preparation, please. Double checking that they're not.
All right, so they're gonna go ahead and do a rehost as per they requested.
Okay,
All right,
so
so
we
first
saw,
impressions.
well, right out of the bat, we saw Maverick ban, we saw a Jackal ban, we saw Maestro, and we also saw not Mira, Valkyrie. So Valkyrie and Jackal seeming much more like counter picks to what the other team really wants to play as. Eh, it just doesn't. It doesn't seem like Duluth had much control of that upstairs cache, which is much better to defend nowadays. It's just it's not coming out. It's not. It.
There was some good attempts. They just couldn't deal with the pressure from multiple angles. Like that buck just wrought havoc as he was pushing through like bedrooms and was able, along with Ying, really able to just pull that mirror for both of our windows.
Like I said, you take construction, you've taken that window, and you've taken almost a site. As long as you also push from garage, you've got CCTV more or less covered, especially once you open up with their right.
Yeah.
You usually have to be very aggressive on the site in order to properly keep it. Usually, you want roamers staying in bedrooms or just downstairs in stocks to maybe flank around like Lucky Nexus was doing, going into garage and actually shooting them from below. I think he actually managed to frag one or two that way. But then at the end, they knew exactly where he was, and pushing the same way just didn't work out. As the Jackal just tore him up as he came in.
Yeah.
Lucky, like I said, they know their roles. They know where they need to sit, and they know more or less what their strategy is. They're not refocusing. Like I see great angles from Volaterra, from shooting from blue below garage, just flanks that are pretty good, and then you see also a lot of whiffs from Mike's on the other team, just when they should have had advantage, especially when the Zofia peeked out, when she had her grenade launcher out. That should have been a punish right there. That should have been just a complete turnaround against that Zofia. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I keep saying yeah, doing stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we got the teams back, so we'll see if they're ready. But you're absolutely right.
They need to learn to think on their feet. It's not working. It's just not working at all.
Well, hopefully they can take this, quick respite to do a little powwow and reevaluate in their strategy.
All right. So, are they ready?
Yes, they are ready, and we will start post tense.
Okay.
All right.
Just refocusing this whole scenario is the fact that I think Ontario came out really strong tonight, and they're going to be probably some pretty big contenders on the league. I don't think I've seen a better premiere in our league. Just coming out completely unknown factor.
Yep, and just like normal, we accidentally get the wrong freaking attack.
Okay, we doing another rehost just to fix this up. That'll be fine. It happens.
Fine.
It'll be fine. Happens. But let's see. What did I see the other day? So this Oregon. Nope, this is not Oregon. This is Clubhouse. I'm sorry. I've had such a weird day having to be sick all day, and I haven't had like a chance to rest just yet. Some people probably relate in some ways, but Clubhouse Clubhouse usually is probably going to be just held cash and basement. There's not much you can change there, and despite the devs change rebalancing the map a bit in order to make it more feasible to go into bar, it's still just there's no strategy that makes up for the easy sightlines that attackers have into it. Because
Yeah.
especially that construction zone that was added upstairs, it definitely shows a lot of the shifting game design that's going into this game nowadays. Especially with devs realizing that defenders are a lot more comfortable and have much more successful strategies when the when the attackers have to commit into entering the building and planting and staying in the building in order to make sure that the diffuser doesn't get destroyed. But at the same time, you still have most of the good sites you will find is usually at least one or two rooms within the building. You want to have the attackers need to get tired. They need to tire themselves out as they make it to the site.
Yeah, they do. So we'll see if this yeah, I guess that's my quote for the day. See, there I go again. Woo! All right, so we'll see if Duluth can actually get a good defense going for themselves, and Ontario will be attacking again. So you're gonna be going for Church and Arsenal.
I think they're both ready to go. I think they're both, coming out with that rook. Getting some nice piece with that rook.
Ontario know exactly who they want, just picking their ops straight out of the gate.
They know their strat. They know how to run it. They know how to adapt. They're coming out of the gate without. Look at that. We didn't even have to wait the full cycle for the ops to be picked. It's
everybody knows what they want.
They know what strategy they're gonna go with. The Mira coming out again. We're gonna go to Church. Actually, we're not gonna go to Cash, meaning that we're gonna get to see Ontario IT have to throw themselves at that site. Hibana coming out as a 6 pick instead of Zofia, possibly to counterpick the site itself.
Need to locate and
actually, no, you can't see the site on the other side. Oops, it was probably more like a guess that they picked out Hibana.
I don't actually know, but Hibana is actually not the worst op to pick. My point is that they deliberately picked away from Zofia onto Hibana as if they knew that the site was going to be in play. Yeah, I don't know.
10 seconds left before insertion.
They probably looked at the operators that were coming out from Duluth and made a guess that they weren't going to go for Cash again.
There he goes again. Rook coming out here with the CQB shotgun, which is an interesting choice of weaponry for our defenders.
Well, it looks like Duluth is just going to have to make do with what they have because this is the last of their rehosts. They can only request one per match.
Yeah, they can, and there is one other thing. Hal can't. He can still come back. There is still that possibility. The bandit, he's unable to get that down, and so he's going to have to and is going to have to back off.
He's just gonna okay. I guess he's not gonna get punished for staying there. There's no point to bandit tricking in that secret tunnel. It's just, I guess you waste like 10, 20 seconds at best. But any batteries that you put down, they're in danger of just getting taken out by somebody shooting through the drone hole. At best, that was just more of a heart attack for the bandit than the other team.
Ooh, we might see something interesting coming out from the Ying. But we'll see if the Vigil is able to get out. He is able to get out, even though he is blind. I wonder if that Ying actually knew he was there, or it was just a lucky guess.
I think she droned him out. I think she knew that he would be around there, and she was probably expecting him to be in a corner just going, my eyes, my beautiful eyes. But didn't quite work out that way, meaning that Volaterra is actually going to get to do an even better job of wasting their time. Upstairs, it is already half of the round gone. He's just sitting in gym.
Banner will go down. Basing Babies will get the headshot on Lucky Nevis. The Rook goes down with the shotgun. There's just two on site, and Mira, I think, is going to try and go for it. Voltaire getting the kill on Thought Detector. It's so difficult to go in between the two. Oh, and Reiki will get the headshot on Voltaire. It is now solely up to Mira and the Bandit to save this for his team. Thermite just holding that very, very tight angle. Oh, and Arton will get the kill on pretty much through the hallway.
Excuse me for a second.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
All right, so it looks like the attackers. Ying is still upstairs with the diffuser, so that could mean that she's going to drop, or they're just going to wait for Arton to get the headshot. Not quite.
Okay, much better. Sorry about that. Not sure about getting a sub in the middle of a game, and for now it should be okay. But they don't have any rehost ability in anymore.
No, they don't.
You get one. That is in the handbook. You get one rehost, and if in that rehost you wanted to swap the player, you should have swapped the player instead of trying for it again. I mean, I have it open here right now, and it's what we set. Looks like they're gonna have to go with their meme picks instead this time around, which is unfortunate because
attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
the handbook is clear. Only one rehost will be requested by the team. Here, during the course of the match, if during the course of a match, a team is entitled to one rehost if the need arises. This could be to reconnect a disconnected player or to submit a protest. The use of this rehost is not limited to the limited example, the list of examples we have here. So, for example, rehosting to put in a sub would work here, but they used it.
10 seconds left.
If they wanted to swap out Mike, it should have been before now. There's no ifs or buts about it.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
So unless Ontario uses their own rehost on it, there is no rehost will happen, and Duluth will have to play with 4 players until the end of the match.
Yep. And I don't see Ontario doing that. Oh, I did the Chichanka just reinforce on that recharge?
Yes. Yes, that just happened.
That is hilarious. All right, so, man, all the pressure is now on our friends at Duluth. They're gonna have to try and win this one out with the Tachanka. It's still possible. It is possible. It still is. It's not it's not without the realm of reality for it to be a possibility. Ooh, Voltaire might get a good flank on the attackers here if he can time this just right.
I'm telling you, they've got.
There goes Tuchaka. Beasting Boy getting the headshot. Beasting Boy's getting the headshot on Lucky Nexus. The attackers' numbers are dwindling. But who knows? The Vigil could do an excellent job of flanking, but Reiki will get pretty much Mike. And half Mike will return. Voltaire getting the kill on Arton and, well, I guess I spoke too soon. Canada pushing, I think, a little too soon. And, I'm sorry, Voltaire pushing a little too soon and is killed by Keldav.
Sorry, my throat's getting worse a little bit. Don't mind me dying. Anyways, that round went to Ontario once again. I'm feeling the 06. Are you feeling the 06?
I don't know. I like rooting for the underdog, so I kind of hope that I think they'll at least get one win. I don't know. So sometimes it takes a lot of pressure to get out a win for the underdogs, and the underdogs here are obviously Duluth. So I think that if Duluth can play their cards right and can really work together as a team, I imagine that they might be able to, squeak this one by.
I still think there's too much of a skill gap. There's always that maybe. But in the realm of probabilities, taking into account the skill gap, you have me as your analyst. I can't say lies.
No, I got you. I just have hope.
Oh my god, but hope doesn't change probability.
No.
10 seconds remaining.
Shut up. Leave a man with his hope. No, I think they can at least try. I think they can at least squeak at least one win in through this. They have to at least
I'll
get
give you
that.
that. I'll give you that. At least 1 or 2 wins. I'll give you that much because they did manage to take a round from Ontario last map. There's no. They just need to not get cleared out. The rumors, because Voltaire is a good rumor. He knows when to push and he knows how to push. It's just that he keeps getting really bad situations where the entire attackers team was already on site and then he has to push back. And look at this.
We got a Bandit versus the Ying. Oh, pretty much Mike is going down to Reiki. Man, Bandit, you don't need to be doing that, dude.
He doesn't. What?
The Bandit, he doesn't need to be doing that.
No. The secret tunnel was still closed.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see.
On our screen, anyway.
Voltaire. Ooh, getting the kill on Keldav. There goes the Buck. I think that's also Diffuser. I think we have just seen the first major mistake, but Twitch is being really aggressive, getting the headshot on not quite Mike. Twitch is in, but she doesn't have the diffuser. The diffuser is in Vigil's hands.
Doesn't seem like Not Quite Mike was really paying attention
to
his surroundings.
I don't think so. Arton will grab the body kill on Lucky Nexus. It's solely up to Voltaire now.
He's gonna get shot from behind.
It's possible he's going to get shot from behind. It's him versus the Sophia, so I imagine she's going to shoot either from behind or blow it up from behind. Oh my gosh, they're just missing each other.
So many misconnections. 3, 2, no, not yet.
They're able to now recover the diffuser, so now it's just a matter of time of when Voltaire will fall to the Sophia. Sophia's going to back off, I imagine, just so she can stay on objective. Oh, and Arton will get the headshot on Voltaire going right around the corner.
Arton getting really aggressive, just on site and then coming all the way back upstairs just to take out the roamers because he heard he was there. Just completely unwilling to compromise on his KD. It's kind of funny to me, especially with the just pretty much Mike just losing out to the Arton coming from the left. There was if you have a good headset on, you should have heard that because Twitch is not a quiet operator. It wasn't like she wasn't sprinting down the hallway to get him. He saw his opportunity. There was nobody watching the mirror, and he took her down.
Yeah, yeah. The Mira should have been slightly more aware with her surroundings. She was just kind of standing there. Though it could have been that they just, gave up, which is always an option, which is a possibility.
They had the fuser though.
They did.
If
did.
anything, they should have been even more careful on site, so that the attackers couldn't just release operators to go retake the defuse. Is this bar? Is it? Oh, we're on bar.
Yeah, we're on bar and storage.
Okay.
Winning possibility is a maybe, a strong maybe.
Okay. So maybe they're trying to take their opponents by surprise by going to another site, which they probably haven't practiced as well, which could work, especially because bar is harder to take. You can take control of that bathroom as a defender. You can take control of the kitchen hallway, and you can try to deny them pushing out. The only problem is outside a stock room, you can still push in really easily if you have a Montaigne. Thankfully, the attackers don't have a Montaigne, but they do have a Ying.
They do have a Ying. We'll see if pretty much Mike will get this spawn peek. Oh, he does! He gets the headshot on Thought. Thought falls to the spawn peek from pretty much.
I think it's the first spawn peek we've actually seen.
The Rook takes some damage. I'm not sure if I agree with this angle, my dude.
He's just trying
Ooh,
to
Artin falls to pretty much Mike. I think, they almost traded shots. That's what almost happened there, but alas, was not enough. Though, we might see the attackers unable to even get Artin back because she's on the other side of the map.
Attackers drop.
Well, I think it's still fairly easy to just go out and go around the building and get her up. Yeah, see, Raichi's going to do it right now, and it'll be fine, maybe. She has maybe 10, 15 seconds before.
She has. I don't think she's going to make it.
No, yeah, I'm calling it now. 10 seconds.
Especially with taking damage from Voltaire. Voltaire just saying, no, you're not getting to her. Lucky Nexus will finish off the kill with the headshot on Reiki. Pretty much Mike getting the kill on Artin. Oh, sorry. Well, you did get the kill because it finished him off.
This round is coming up Millhouse. As Minnesota Duluth actually manages to flip the tables onto Ontario with a 3v2. Thermite completely missed. No, that wasn't Buck. His Buck.
Yeah, that was Buck.
I thought he had seen just a defender and not shot.
Oh, Beasting Boys deciding to cross at the exact wrong time. Lucky Nexus getting the kill, or Beasting Boys getting the kill on Lucky Nexus. Not quite Mike getting the kill on Keldav. We'll see if, Beasting Boys just holding that long angle with the ACOG getting the headshot and not quite Mike.
Mistake there by the Bandit.
Major mistake by the Bandit. The only thing now, it's a 1v1. The only thing that can happen now is that one person makes a critical mistake. And nobody spots him on that camera just yet, so they can monitor him. Voltaire is still running around. Beasting Boy is putting down the diffuser, and it looks like he's going to carry it through, expecting no resistance. He gets it down. No, just to see where he's going to be going. It's full health versus mostly full health.
I think Thermite has a better shot here.
Thermite taking some damage, but so is he. Oh, and Beasting's Boy getting the headshot with Voltaire. Unfortunately, the defenders had the initiative. They had it. They had it in their hands, in their grasp. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out. They took too many risks, and they didn't hold and watch their angles. They had the advantage there. I think really what it was is that Rook deciding at the wrong time to make that push. It was very close.
They had every single variable turn up well for them. Oh, come on, not now. Don't bring out the Tachanka now.
Yeah, I think they are expecting the W, so they're going to meme it out. That, or they're just picking Tachanka to 6-pick it, but I imagine they're going to try and meme this one out.
Yeah, it really sucks that Duluth has to play with just 4 players due to, using up their rehost and trying to get their mad connection player on. It's
It's real sad to me because I think Duluth is a good team. I think they have kinks to work out. They have internet connections to pay for. You know,
Yeah, don't be going on the DSL internet.
Attackers need to locate and defuse the bomb.
to those of you at home, don't use your ISP's router and modem. They charge you every month for it, and it kind of sucks because it can't hold a candle to what you buy online.
Nope. And Beasting's boy, gonna meme it out with the Tachanka. I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any avoiding that. But well, I think we're gonna see a pretty standard setup for the rest of the defenders who are not deciding to be a bunch of memes about it. And just they're gonna play it safe while the Tachanka has all the fun. And it's entirely possible that Tachanka will walk away with all the fun. God, I hope not.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Yo, Blitz coming out right away. I did not know he had that skin. It looks like pretty much Mike is expecting to just get into sight and take names as soon as possible. I think it's a mistake to dedicate 2 full ops out of your 4 now shields, especially when being a player down. I think that the chunk is going to be very disappointed as the attackers are just completely ignoring going down that way, not really choosing to engage with the tunnel.
I will also, like, these guys, the attackers are coming at him from 2 different angles with shields. Oh man, Thought Demolisher meleeing pretty much Mike. The shield are following to the melee. That's just not right. And Montaigne falls to Keldav, getting the crossfire and gooed multiple times. The momentum is gone. Voltaire getting Beasting's boy. The Tachanka falls. The Lord is no more. The attackers have a small setup for themselves. Voltaire falls to the bandit. The Thermite unable to connect any shots, but that bandit is incredibly wounded. It's just solely up to the Thermite now to try and finish out for his team. Yeah, he's gonna back off, I imagine. Just try and go from a different angle because he does have the time to do so. Ooh, getting the headshot on Thought. That was a nasty shot. He's gonna hold out the long angle to the bandit, and he will connect it. Then getting the headshot. We might see a clutch here, ladies and gentlemen. Thermite winning out against the Echo and the Legion.
Thermite feeling very lonely right now and picking up that drone in order to have some company for him to make the final push onto site.
You always have to bring Droney with you. Now, surely Lucky knows that he's being watched on camera, so I imagine he'll go at it from another angle. But I feel like he blew it maybe just a hair too soon. We'll see if the defenders are actually watching it at all.
Looks like his entryway is going to be blocked by that Legion. It is a 1v2, 30 seconds to go. Can Lucky do it? I really want to see it.
Go up against the hatch. Oh, and there it goes, being destroyed. He's here. I'm sorry.
Completely whiffing the shots.
Yeah, completely whiffing the shots, even though it didn't look like that on my screen. The Echo and the Thermite face off. The ACOG versus the ACOG, and I imagine Echo's just going to hang out on his drone and gather information, but Keldav will finish off Lucky through the bomb's holes, and that is, I believe, GG all around. Ontario winning this matchup for themselves, taking the W home with them.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our stream. U of Ontario coming out strong, coming out with good coordination, good timing, good pacing overall, and thinking quickly on their feet as they take rooms and take names, kicking ass and chewing bubblegum. If you quite liked our stream, don't forget to follow us here on Twitch and follow us on both Facebook and Twitter by the same handle, R6NAUSL. We are the first North American University Siege League that I know of. But I hope you had as much fun as we did. And if you're sick like me, do feel better. Do feel better.
Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. As he said, if you really enjoy our content and enjoy our streams, we do update when we're going to be making our streams. So follow us on our social medias and join us for next time in the next match. We hope you had fun. I know I had fun. Did you have fun, Duke? I'll take
That's
that
my
sniffle
answer.
as a yes. All right, thank everybody so much for watching. Have a great night.